back at the Lincoln auction rooms with John. John, books to talk about. I tend to think of books only being valuable if they're old, but there's more to it than that, isn't there?
There is, very much with book collectors. They're looking at subject matter, they're looking at condition, they're looking at edition. So is it first, second, third or fourth edition? They're looking at all sorts of different factors when they're buying a book. But the main thing is, how rare is it really?
Okay, and what are we looking at today?
We're looking at 2 volumes of Farthest North, which detail the explorations of Nansen in the polar regions. Quite a well-known book in those circles, but this is actually a first edition from 1897.
So first edition, that will make a difference. That'll get people thinking, I'd like to have that one.
Absolutely, it's the first one you could buy at the time.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Harry Potter. It's always the first. The first edition is worth far more than any other edition.
Now, condition has got to come into it. So the outside of the books look pretty good, to be honest.
They're pretty good. You can see they've had a life. They've been read, which is great. You know, it's a book ultimately. Looking further in, you can see that it's got what they call foxing, which is a type of mould that sort of gets into the paper and sometimes into the boards. It can be removed, obviously at cost, but for a cost. But it's something that you do expect with older books.
So again, it's how it's been stored. It's going to be a slight dampness that's got to this book at some point. But it is old, isn't it?
It is old. And so, it's 120, 130 years old. So it is an old book. And at some point in the past this has happened. But as I say, it's not the end of the world. It can be done.
Yeah. An interesting letter inside as well.
Yes, a little letter that was basically produced for which was given by a grandfather to Hillary in the 1940s. But it just a nice sort of bit of provenance that goes with it. It details where they were from in Melyvn, Scotland, September 7th, 1946. So it's a nice sort of a bit of social history, really.
And who will be interested in something like this? Historians. It could be somebody who's interested in exploration. Anything really, couldn't it?
Absolutely. You've got lots of people that are into exploration. You've got historians. You've got people that collect first editions, specifically of that particular subject matter, or just general first editions. It's a book that's well known, but it's always been collectible because of the subject matter.
Well, if you'd like to know more, go to the website www.goldandyoung.com.